What's going on, everybody? Nick Push here. Hope you're doing well. I have had some time now to marinate some of my thoughts on Halloween Kills. As of filming this video, it's been about 10 days or so since I've originally seen it, and I've seen it 2 times since then. So I've seen it 3 times. And what I wanted to do is start doing some ranking videos on the actual movie. I've done some review videos, and before the movie came out, I did all kinds of ranking videos in anticipation of the movie. But now that I've seen it a few times, I think I'm ready to, kind of get my thoughts out there on some various things. And today, what I wanted to do was rank my favorite characters from 10th best all the way to my favorite. So top 10 characters in Halloween Kills. A couple of things. Number 1, Michael Myers will not be included on this list. That, in my opinion, would be too easy. He would be number 1. Spoiler alert, he would be number 1. I thought he was played perfectly, and he was awesome in this movie. So I'm not going to include him. Other than that, just a reminder, this is my personal list. This is going to be who I liked the most in this movie, who I thought, they did a really good job with, and things like that. So there might be some surprises on this list. Actually, I know there's going to be some massive surprises on this list. There might be some characters omitted, and that's just because I didn't enjoy those characters. So we're going to go from number 10 all the way down to number 1. Remember, this is just my favorite, and this is just going to be for this movie alone. So if we got some legacy characters, if we got some characters that were in 2018 that have returned, I'm not including anything about those other movies. Just Halloween Kills. That's it. So let's get right down to it. Before we do that, though, do me a favor. If you like Halloween Kills, if you like Halloween, all that bullshit, horror movies, etc., do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Really helps out the channel. You guys know the deal. I say it all the time. So let's get right into it. Number 10. This is going to be 2 characters I've lumped together. It might not be who you think it is, because I think I know who you're thinking of when I say that. We'll get to them. But for number 10, this is going to be Phil and Sandra. Who the fuck are they, you might be wondering? These were Laurie's neighbors. So this was the couple that lived right next door to the Strode residence. Michael's first kills after he escaped the fire. I really like these characters. We only, it feels like they were on screen longer, because for just, the couple minutes they were on screen, they were really fleshed out. They were, flying the drone around, and, had a little bit of banter. The husband's like, I assume they're married, but the husband was like, let me show you how to do that. And then, he flies it into the other room, and it comes back, and, and then you get the great line when, the husband opens the door, Phil opens the door and sees Michael. Michael smashes a light, and he's like, I can't remember exactly what he says. There's a monster with a mask in there. And she's like, what does he want? He goes, who gives a shit? Call the cops. Classic. Just great little banter there. Great little moments that really made them stand out to me. And they had some fucking awesome. They got killed pretty awesomely. So I really like those 2. So they are at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is a character from Halloween 2018, actually, that I did not like in Halloween 2018, that I actually liked in this movie. And this is going to be Sheriff Barker. This might be a surprise to you guys, because once again, he did not have much screen time, but I liked what they did with him. Our first scene with him is him showing up to the massacre that happened at the Strode residence, and just the look on his face, like, oh fuck, I should have taken this more seriously, and then he gets to the hospital, tells Karen that Michael Myers is alive, cool line that we saw in the trailer. And then you kind of see him trying to control, the mob that has formed. You see him trying to control, and you see him failing. He's got no fucking control. He's trying. He really is. But he can't seem to control everyone, because everything's just fucking chaos. So I liked seeing him try to control the situation, even though he failed. And then I liked the last shot. I believe it's the last shot we saw of him. And that's him sitting on the steps with his cowboy hat on the ground. I heard someone say, the cowboy hat being on the ground could be, a symbol of, his loss of control there. So I just liked what they did with him. A lot more likable. He wasn't laughing this time, because he saw, holy shit, maybe I should have taken this more seriously. So Barker is at number 9. Coming in at number 8. Oh, fuck you guys. Here comes the hate. Let's just get it over with. Coming in at number 8 is Laurie Strode. Obviously, this was not Laurie's movie the way it was in 2018. 2018 was Laurie's movie. Halloween Kills is probably Michael's movie. Okay? I liked Laurie in this movie. She's on the list, so don't come at me. But she was all right. She had some good interactions with Hawkins. She had some good exposition at the end. Her and Karen were talking. She was relegated to the hospital, as she should have been. She had massive injuries. She was relegated to the hospital, I know, in Halloween 2, 1981. But Michael came to the hospital, so a little bit different. But here she's kind of in the background, warning people and things like that. And she did a good job at it. Jamie Lee Curtis was great, as she always is. But as far as favorite characters in this movie go, there's a lot more characters I have above Laurie. I know it's Laurie Strode. I know it might seem blasphemous to say she is my 8th favorite character in this great installment of the Halloween franchise. Yes, I think it's great, even though I have issues. But Laurie Strode, she has to be on the list because she did what she was supposed to do. She did all she could do. But I just have other characters that I liked more. So she's at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is going to be one of our legacy characters from the OG, and that's going to be Lindsay Wallace. Really liked Lindsay in this movie. Once again, she wasn't in it for too long. She had a couple scenes at the beginning, and then she had, her big scene involving Myers in about the middle of the movie. I thought she was good. I liked, that she went to warn those kids, and then, she saw Myers over there by her vehicle, and instead of running over to, do something stupid, she used her head a little bit first. So, she grabbed the bricks and put them in, the pillowcase or whatever, and, then after, unfortunately it took her a long time, and Myers killed all their friends, but she was able to, get a couple good blows in at Myers. She tried taking his mask off and was able to get away. And then you got that great fucking scene with, her running through the wooded area and Myers kind of on her tail, on her trail. She's hiding down, kind of by the river, and she's kind of holding her mouth, fucking just a excellent fucking scene. So because of that scene specifically, I have to have Lindsay up here, and she is at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is going to be the new fan favorites of the franchise. 2 people, and it's going to be Big John and Little John. What can I say, guys? I like these guys. I found them very likable. I found them likable when they had the kids that, pranked them the first time we saw them. When they're kind of, trying to spook them out about Michael fucking Myers used to live here, blah, blah, blah. And then I like their banter in the house. And obviously, we get the scene, where Myers has entered the house. And I love the line by, I believe it's Little John, where he goes, Big John, somebody is in our house, and it's not a child, because he sees the bloody handprint from Myers. And then you get the great kill scenes with them, when they're walking around the house saying, Big John, Little John. I thought it worked. It wasn't so over the top that it took me out of the scene, some of the humor, and I just thought it worked. And I thought when Little John saw Myers, standing by the window after Big John was killed, he just says, Michael, you've come home. Almost like they were expecting him to come home at some point, which I thought was cool. So Big John, Little John, fan favorites for a reason. I'm with you guys. I like them a lot too. All right, top 5 people. 5 characters left. Number 5 is going to be a person that was also in 2018. She wasn't very good. Wasn't very likable, I'll say, in 2018. But in this movie, I found her very likable. And that is Karen Strode. Karen was kind of, in a manner of speaking, the heart of this movie. She had to, make sure her mother was okay. She had to comfort Allison. She had to deal with the fact that her husband was just killed moments before, we see her in this movie. I thought she did a really good job, portraying, The protection of Allison as much as she could, the heart, obviously we get the scene where she's trying to protect, is it Tivoli or whatever the other inmate was that ended up killing himself because of the mob. Wasn't a huge fan of that scene, to be honest, and that's actually why Karen is down a little bit. Not really her fault, I just didn't think we needed to see, her touching the guy's hand, or whatever. But other than that, Karen was awesome. She had her confrontation with Myers, when she saved Allison, with the pitchfork, took off his mask, led Myers to the ambush with the mob, had her gotcha moment again, which whether saying gotcha was necessary is irrelevant here, but she had her moment. And then of course, spoiler alert, we get the movie ending with her death scene as she's drawn to the window again for some reason. So Karen, Judy Greer did an awesome job. I really liked Karen. She is at number 5. Coming in at number 4, another character from 2018 who was very, very fucking unlikable in that movie. But for some reason, I fucking dug him in this movie. And that is Cameron. Cameron, obviously in 2018, cheated on Allison, I guess, in a manner of speaking. Was a douchebag and threw her phone away, threw her phone in whatever the hell that was, pudding or whatever the fuck it was. Not very likable. This movie opened with Cameron, which I found interesting. Of all the things they could open with, they opened with Cameron, finding Hawkins. Okay? I dug it. I liked the opening with him finding Hawkins. I liked everything about Cameron in here. I liked that when he saw Allison at the hospital, we didn't spend time, seeing him, any fucking teen drama. We don't need to see that shit in a movie like this. It has a time and a place, and there's just so much going on. We didn't need to see it. So I'm glad they didn't show it. I love that he's still wearing a skirt for half or most of the movie. And then, he wants to join Tommy and join the mob and, hunt Myers, and then we get that great scene at the end, probably maybe the most brutal death in the movie. And Cameron, and Allison go in to the house after Lonnie goes in there, and, Cameron's got the great death scene with Myers, and Myers, stabs him, and then, after Myers pushes Allison down the stairs, Cameron, just gets his fucking ass beat on the stairs, and then Myers walking down the stairs and fucking snaps his neck. Oh, God, that's just painful and fucking ridiculous, but awesome. So I thought Cameron was just very likable in this movie. So likable for me that he's at number 4. Top 3 people. Number 3, it's going to be Allison Strode. I really think in Halloween Ends, that's going to be kind of Allison's movie. Halloween 2018, she was there a little bit. She got more to do in this movie, and I think she was great in this movie. Not enough to be number 1, but I thought she was excellent. She kind of went in at the end with Cameron in the Myers house and, took on Myers, so to speak. It wasn't a huge battle because Karen came in. Myers is probably going to kill her. But just her character arc of wanting to find this bastard that killed her father. We see it at the hospital. She has a little conversation with Lori as Lori's passed out, gives her the knife. Tells her mom, we're going to hunt this guy. What about this person in the, not the body bag, but what about this person over there that's dead? That person has a family too. She really wanted to be involved. And, you could just see that she has a little bit of her grandma in her. So I thought Allison was excellent, very likable. Andy Matichak did an awesome job again. And she is at number 3. All right, number 2 is going to be Deputy Hawkins. I really dug what they did with his character in this movie. Obviously we see such an arc with him. We see what happens in the flashback. It was so good. That flashback was so good, guys. But we see what happened with the flashback, where him and his partner, come here. First of all, it starts with him taking shots at Myers in the alley there and misses. He's a bad fucking shot. I think we can all agree on that. And then, they go to the Myers house and his partner, is getting choked out by Myers upstairs, and Hawkins, accidentally, basically shoots his partner in the fucking neck. So we get that. We get that exposition then too there where he stops Loomis from killing Myers right on the lawn in the flashback. I thought that was interesting. I still don't know whether I like that or I don't like it. I'm still trying to figure it out in my head, which is fine. I didn't hate it. But when he's talking to Laurie in the hospital, Will Patton's fucking awesome, guys. I thought he did an excellent job when he's saying, Laurie, this isn't your fault, this is my fault. And then he gets into why and goes over the exposition how he stopped Loomis from killing Myers. I thought that was excellent. I thought him, Will Patton, and Jamie Lee Curtis had a lot of chemistry. Two good actors in that scene. And Hawkins was extremely likable to me in this movie. And that's why he's at number 2. But there can only be number 1. Right? There can only be one number 1. Right? And you're probably going through in your head right now thinking, who the fuck could it be? You said Laurie, you said Allison, you said Karen, you said Big John and Little John. Who the fuck's number 1? It might not be who you think it is. You guys are going to be shocked by this. My number 1 favorite character, the person I enjoyed most in this movie, was none other than Lonnie Elam, believe it or not. I thought Robert Longstreet was excellent in this movie. I thought of all, the returning characters, and I know he wasn't the original actor in the OG, but I thought of all the returning characters, I thought, he did the best to make that character more real and believable. It opens with him, grabbing the microphone and introducing Tommy. Yes, Tommy is not on this list. I did not enjoy Tommy in this movie. It's a whole nother video. But he introduces Tommy, and he says, I used to give this guy a hard time when we were kids, but now we're friends. I like that. It would have been very easy to write him where he's still a fucking jerk. Okay? Very easy. That would have been very easy to do. But the fact that they realized, he was a fucking kid. Yes, he was a bully to Tommy. He was an asshole kid. But he's a fucking kid, guys. People change. You grow up. It would have been so easy to make him like, Biff Tannen from Back to the Future, where, he's an asshole when he's a kid. I know he's a little older in Back to the Future, but he's an asshole, so he's an even bigger asshole, as an adult. That would have been easy. But it was cool. He hangs out with those guys, with Tommy and Lindsay and Marion on Halloween night. Very cool. Obviously, he had the encounter with the Shape in the flashback after he's getting bullied by those girls, that's another thing that's believable. A lot of times bullies as a kid, they're mean to other people because other people are mean to them. Not saying that's an excuse, but that's, what, the power they want, they want the power that the other people have over them. So I thought that was very believable. But anyway, he has the encounter with the Shape, he lays down, covers his head, great fucking scene. But Lonnie was great. He's got the guns in the tackle box, that he hands Allison and Cameron, when the mob is, going off their separate ways to find Myers. I love that he's the one that takes out the map and figures out, it's a direct line to Michael's childhood home. And then he goes there, right? Not thinking. And then I love the line where I can't remember exactly what he says, but I love the line where he gets there and he's like, basically says to himself, Jesus Christ, what are you doing, man? You brought your son to the lion's den. I thought that was great that he recognized, holy fuck, what am I doing? Now, should he have picked up the phone and maybe called other people? Probably. But I thought Robert Longstreet did a great job as Lonnie Elam. And I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, but Lonnie Elam was my favorite character in Halloween Kills, besides Michael. That tells you how great I thought Robert Longstreet did in this role. So, that is my list. My top 10 favorite characters. Do me a favor, guys. Comment down below. Tell me your list. Really appreciate you guys as always. See you later.